Hey, my fellow Padres fans, what is happening? All right. Before we get into this Padres video, guys, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, okay? Share this video with your fellow Padre fans, guys. Okay? Comment, like, all that good stuff. Okay. I just looked at the National League West standings, and my jaw about hit the floor. Okay, the Padres at 59 and 51 are 0.5. Let me say that again. The Padres with a 59 and 51 record, 9 games above 500, are 0.5 games back of the Dodgers for first place in the National League West. Hello. Okay? And they are 0.5 games back of the Atlanta Braves in the National League wild card race. Okay. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. Okay? Call me crazy. But the Padres could do this. The Padres keep playing the way they've been playing. Okay? The Padres keep playing the way they've been playing. They can overtake the Dodgers for first place in the National League West. The Padres could overtake the Dodgers for first place in the National League West. 3-4 months ago, I never thought that would happen. But with the way that we have been playing over the last few weeks, it's been amazing the way that we've been playing over the last few weeks. I mean, okay. Here, okay. Look here. Okay. Just the last. Okay, I'm going to say the last 2 weeks, okay? Okay. We lost in Cleveland. Okay. Well, let's just go back to July. Okay? In Texas. 3 games against the Rangers to kick off the month of July, right? Okay, loss. We lost 7-0. We won the next game 6-4. Won the next game 3-1. Had 3-game series against Arizona at home. Okay? Won the first game 10-8. Lost the first one 7-5. Lost the third game 9-1. Okay, that the Diamondbacks took the series on that one. 2-game series against Seattle. Seattle took that series. Okay. 3-game series against Atlanta. We won 1. Okay. We lost. Well, going back to the Seattle series, we lost. Or the Diamondback series, we lost 10. We won 10-8. We lost 5-7. We lost 9-1. Okay. Against Seattle, we lost 9-8 and we lost 2-0. July 12th, we lost 6-1. We won the second game 4-0. We lost 6-3. Atlanta took that series. Okay, and then coming back from the All-Star break in Cleveland, we lost 7-0. We came back and won 7-0, and we came back and won We came back the next day, won 7-0, and then came back and won. Came back the next day and won 2-1 in Cleveland. Then we went to Washington. Win. A win in Washington. We beat the Nationals 4-0, 12-3, 3-0. We go to Baltimore. 6-4, 9-4. We lost 6-8. Then, the last 2 days, the two biggest games, I believe, I believe these are probably the two biggest games in this season. These games were huge. Okay? These games were big because against the Dodgers, because now we don't have the Dodgers again until toward the end of September. Okay? And things could be completely different by then. The National League West could be flipped entirely. Okay? But we came out yesterday. We came out on the 30th, 2 days ago, and won. We were down 6-0 to the Dodgers. 6-0. Okay? Mind you, 6-0. Came back and won 6-5. Then, yesterday, we win 8-1. Which put us 9 games. 9 games above 500. Okay? 9 games above 500, guys. I mean, that to me is absolutely just absolutely incredible. Sorry, guys, trying to fix my microphone here, tighten it up a little bit. Okay, so yeah, we come back. We come back and we take both games against the Dodgers. Okay. Now, that is absolutely amazing. Okay. And we got an off day today, and we got tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. 3 games against the Colorado Rockies at home before we go on to Pittsburgh and Miami, okay, for the month of August. Okay. I want to talk trade deadline. AJ freaking Preller. This is why I love the man. Okay. We just bolstered our bullpen. Our bullpen was already pretty good. I think we just made our bullpen all that much better. Getting John Adam from the Tampa Bay Rays, and then picking up Tanner Scott, reliever from the Marlins, and I forget who the other guy was. You guys can let me know in the comments who that other guy was that we got in the Marlins deal. But we just bolstered that bullpen by leaps and bounds. As from what I've heard of Tanner Scott, the guy is an absolute beast. Okay? The guy is an absolute beast when it comes to high pressure situations, when it counts. I think I've read he has the lowest ERA one of the lowest ERAs in the National League. But don't quote me on that. If somebody can let me know if that's for sure in the comments, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, to have those two relievers, John Adam and Tanner Scott, you could have them be if you wanted, if Mike Schilt and if Shield and Ruben Niebla wanted to, they could have those two be the bridge to Robert Suarez. But now, as it is, I think we got a pretty good bridge to Suarez as it is. Estrada, no. But if you wanted it to be, if you wanted to put Adam in the 6th, right? Scott in the 7th. Or Estrada in the 6th. If you wanted, yeah. I mean, if you wanted to do, you could do it this way. You could put Adam in the 6th, Tanner Scott in the 7th, Estrada in the 8th, and then Suarez in the 9th. Or you could do Estrada, Adam, Scott, and then Suarez. You could have Tanner Scott be the setup guy to Suarez, because Tanner Scott has got nasty, filthy, dirty stuff from what I hear, from what I've seen. And I mean, just looking. Okay, so MLB.com has posted 4 takeaways. Okay, AJ Cassavell from MLB.com just put as 4 takeaways from the Padres 2024 deadline. Okay. He starts out, the Padres trade deadline sure was eventful. Is it ever not, right? And that's so true. That is so AJ, right? Okay, so check this out. So the San Diego Padres landed 2 of the sport's top available relief arms in Tanner Scott and Jason Adam. And then Brian Hoeing, there we go. Brian Hoeing joined the big league bullpen too, while lefty starter Martin Perez joined the rotation. And then also AAA outfielder Brandon Lockridge, the Padres' number 29 prospect, is on the board as well. In return, the Padres shipped out 9 prospects in those 4 deals, including 6 of their top 12. It was a win now deadline. But again, would you expect anything less from AJ Preller, from General Manager AJ Preller? With a couple of days of hindsight, here are some takeaways from a very busy week. This was Preller's philosophy in a nutshell. I'm not sure I've ever heard Preller summarize his freewheeling philosophy when it comes to dealing prospects better than he did in Tuesday's post-deadline press conference. He said, "One thing we have never been scared of is we're going to trade players." Preller said, "We're going to trade players that are going to show up in the big leagues. But if we get what we're looking for to do, if we get what we're looking to do, and it works for both of us this year, and over the next 3 to 5 years, you're content with that." Make no mistake, that philosophy has burned Preller and the Padres in the past. It's why Trey Turner won a World Series with the Nationals, why Max Fried is a Brave, and why Josh Naylor is a Guardian, and why Andres Munoz is a Mariner. None of those deals are particularly pretty in hindsight. Perhaps one day the same will be said about Dylan Lesko and Robbie Stelling. If I'm the Rays or the Marlins, I'm thrilled that the players I got back came from San Diego. But give Preller and the Padres credit for this much: when they've depleted their farm in the past, they've built it back up in short order. Preller went from broke at the 2020 and 2022 trade deadlines. In the immediate aftermath, he was criticized for sacrificing his entire farm. Then a couple of years later, he had a quality enough farm to do it all again. We're going to trade talented players, Preller reiterated. I think it's a compliment to our scouting group. Honestly. Okay. This is probably the biggest one. Just now looking at this is the biggest one to me. Salas and DeVries were off limits. Maybe not entirely off limits. Preller did acknowledge fielding calls involving Ethan Salas, the Padres' number 1 prospect, number 6 overall, and Leo DeVries, San Diego's number 2 prospect and number 78 overall. But clearly, it was a priority for the Padres to hang on to both. Obviously, if there are players of impact, we want to be involved. Or at least check in and see where it stands, so we can make our decision with full information. Preller said, "You always listen. You always are willing to hear what other teams have to say, but ultimately, we're really happy we're really happy that they're with us right now, and I hope they stay with the Padres and make their major league debut with the Padres. Keep them there, Preller. Please, 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 please keep them there. Do not trade them." If you're reading between the lines, the Padres were linked with Tarek Skubal of the Detroit Tigers and Garrett Crochet, the top 2 aces available. They weren't going to land either without sacrifice. Salas or DeVries, and probably more. They chose to pass. Let's just say there were more than a few in the organization who were thrilled to see the deadline come and go with Salas and DeVries still with the team. They're viewed as potential franchise cornerstones. We think very highly specifically of Leo DeVries and Ethan Salas, Preller said. We think those are guys that are going to play here a long time. Okay, so the third takeaway, the rotation remains the biggest question mark. Even with Skubal and Crochet off the table, the Padres had options to add to their rotation. We explored pretty heavy the starter market as well, Preller said. Ultimately, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Different teams have different asks. With prices too high for the Padres' liking, they focus instead on building a lockdown bullpen, while adding margins in the margins in the rotation. Perez becomes the 5th starter. Hoeing is a swingman. Okay, I like that. Beyond Dylan Cease at the top, San Diego's rotation has serious concerns. Michael King and Matt Waldron have been mostly excellent, but they're past their career highs in innings. Joe Musgrove, who is approaching a return from a right elbow issue, has struggled amid injuries this season. There is still no clarity regarding Yu Darvish. He's on the restricted list right now. He's let us know that when he feels like he's in a spot from a personal situation, that he can put his attention back on the team. He'll go from there with it, Preller said. We're just respecting that, which is good, which I think is good. Okay, number 4. The fourth takeaway. The 2021 comparisons aren't totally fair. I'm guilty of making those comparisons too. AJ Castle said, in my newsletter, I framed the Padres' need for starting pitching around their inactivity on that front in 2021. They didn't acquire rotation help at the deadline. They spiraled when a couple of starters got hurt. The floor just seems higher in 2024. Even if things go south for the presumed starting five, Hoeing, Perez, Randy Vasquez, and Johnny Brito are miles better than the remains of Jake Arrieta, Vince Velasquez, who pitched pivotal games down the stretch in 21. Two other reasons to be more confident. This bullpen is much better than the 2021 edition. Absolutely, I 100% agree with that. So the starters won't be asked to do nearly as much. The Ruben Niebla effect. If anyone can get the most out of the options in-house, it's Niebla, the Padres' revered pitching coach. So there we have it, guys. There is a breakdown from AJ Cassavell of the trade deadline. I like it. I like those additions. In all honesty, I like those additions. Now, the question obviously does remain, what is Joe Musgrove going to look like when he comes back from the elbow? Is the elbow going to hold up? Is the elbow going to be the same? Is he going to have to pitch different? Who knows? Then you have Michael King and the others that are at reaching their innings limit. So then you have to back them off. So you want to be able to have them for the postseason, because if they reach their innings limits, then you probably will not have them for a. If I understand, you may not have them for a postseason run, and you want to have them for a postseason run. Especially if we keep trending upward and keep going the way we're going, being half a game back. Look again. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but half a game back, 0.5 games back of the Dodgers for first place in the National League West, and 0.5 games back of the wild card. But I want to focus on the National League West. We are 0.5 games back of the Dodgers, where last week we were like 9, 7, 6.5, 5.5. Here we are, 0.5 games back of the Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League West. Just wrap your head around that. Try to wrap your head around that. What do these additions do now? How, with these additions of Perez, Scott, and Hoeing from the Marlins, and Adam, where do we go from? I mean, that just bolsters that bullpen. I mean, and like AJ said, Hoeing can be a swing guy. If you need him to start, he can start. If you need him to come in relief, he'll come in relief. I mean, it's just it's incredible what the Padres have been doing. It truly is. I mean, after having to be at a budget of under $250 million, after having to be under $250 million because of the CBT collective bargaining tax, so that the agent and the Padres don't get penalized again. Okay, so they don't get penalized. Making the moves and focusing on the bullpen that AJ has done, I am impressed. I am honestly impressed with AJ. He continues and continues to impress. Now, yes, AJ has made some head scratchers. Okay? AJ's made some head scratching decisions as being the Padres general manager. But all in all, AJ knows what he's doing. And yeah, our farm system is depleted. But look at this. We're able to keep DeVries, and we're able to keep Salas. Okay? Where you have other teams that are willing to trade their top prospects to win. Whereas we kept our top prospects and said, yeah, we'll listen, but we won't listen to that one because we're not willing to give up DeVries and Salas. One or both. We're not willing to give them up. But yeah, we'll listen to this deal. We'll listen to this deal with the Mariners and the Marlins over here. Yeah, we'll give you these. We'll give you these guys, you know, and we'll get some fringe pieces for our bullpen to make our bullpen better. And I just continue to be amazed. I continue to be impressed by AJ Preller. I continue. That man continues to amaze me at what he does. Because just when you think that, oh man, you know, what are we going to do? What are the Padres going to do? Just when you think that all is lost, just when you think that there's nothing out there, AJ Preller finds the diamonds in the rough. AJ Preller finds the guys that nobody else is looking at. The man knows how to find the Tanner Scotts of the world, the Hoings of the world, the John Adams of the world. Okay, I continue to be amazed and I continue to be impressed by AJ Preller. Now, when these guys join the team, what are they going to look like? What is their role going to be? That's going to be the question. Because I believe Tanner Scott was the closer for the Marlins. Now, he's not going to be the closer for us, for the Padres, because obviously we have Robert Suarez. So, you know, he could be set up. I mean, there's, you know, with these three guys, there are so many different things that you could do. So many different ways you could construct this. Okay? And you know, we have and now mind you, 0.5 games back. Okay? Half a game back of the Dodgers in the National League West. Now, mind you, we have been doing this without Fernando Tatis Jr. That's impressive. That is impressive. Donovan Solano, David Peralta, they have been the guys that have stepped up. I mean, Solano getting the walk-off the other night against the Dodgers. Solano walking it off in the 10th inning. In the bottom of the 10th. Donovan Solano walking it off. Walking the Dodgers off. I mean, I continue to be amazed. I continue to be impressed. with what AJ Preller is doing. And believe me, he's had some head scratchers where you go, what are you doing? Why are you getting this guy? But you have to look at it. I'm looking at it from a fan's perspective. We all are. We're looking at it from fans' perspective going, well, why don't you get this guy? Why don't you get the next Clayton Kershaw? Why don't you get the next, Manny Machado? Why don't you get the next Nolan Ryan? AJ knows. AJ Preller knows what he's doing. And he just continues to amaze me day after day after day, year after year with the trade deadline. In the trade deadline, what he has been able to do with this bullpen, with Musgrove and Darvish being out. I mean, picking up Dylan Cease, who would have thought that? Picking up Dylan Cease was going to work out the way it's worked out. I mean, the man just threw a no-hitter. Our second no-hitter in Padres franchise history. Just three or so years after Joe Musgrove threw our first no-hitter in 2021 against the Rangers. Dylan Cease throws a no-hitter. I mean, I am amazed. I am absolutely impressed with what AJ's done. And he just continues to impress. He continues to amaze because AJ knows what he's doing. And despite what we think, I feel that the Padres were huge winners in this trade deadline because we were able to stay under what we had to. Getting earlier in the year, getting Dylan Cease, getting Luis Ariz for a steal, and then now picking up Hoeing, Adam, and Scott, and Perez. The 6 players that we have picked up during the season, most especially Scott, Hoeing, I believe, Perez, and Adam. The most recent 4 that we picked up. I mean, we don't know what Dylan Lesko, we don't know what Robbie Snelling is gonna look like. Robbie Snelling has been having issues with finding the plate lately with his command. So, yes, he could have been if we had called him up. Yeah, Ruben Niebla could have fixed him, I'm sure. But when you're in a win now mode, when you're in a win now mentality, which is what the Padres are in right now, we are in a win now mentality. I mean, the record just speaks for itself. I mean, the way we've been playing just speaks volumes that we are in a win now mode. We are in a win now mentality. And to go, like I said, to go from a week ago, let alone 3 weeks ago, being 7.5, 8.5, 9.5 back of the Dodgers for first place in the National League West and being that second, third wild card spot, now to be half a game up behind the Dodgers for first place in the National League West, and half a game back of the Braves in the wild card. I mean, now adding these 4 pieces to the bullpen, we are going to be a dangerous, dangerous team. I really, truly believe that that bullpen is going to be lights out. We have a lights out bullpen, and I would not want to be any opposing team in the playoffs having to face that bullpen, having to face our bullpen. So, kudos to AJ Preller. Kudos, AJ, in having a successful trade deadline and getting those pieces those names that nobody would have even, that I didn't hear about, and I was looking around and I didn't hear anybody interested in Tanner Scott or Hoeing or Perez or John Adam. I did not hear that. I did not hear of any other teams that were looking at him. But we obviously were. So, that being said, all that to say that it was a successful trade deadline in my book. I will put this trade deadline down as a success for AJ Preller. This gets us over the top, gets us into the playoffs, and potentially gets us to the World Series, and helps bring a championship to the city of San Diego. I am 100% behind it. I am all for it. So now, feel free, guys, to let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What you guys think of the 4 players that we got in the trade during the trade in trades during the trade deadline, where you guys see this thing going. And let's just buckle up, guys. Let's just buckle up for the ride, because it's going to be a ride. It's been a ride all season. Let's just keep riding along with these Padres, guys. I'm telling you, keep riding along with them, because I think there's going to be something good coming at the end of this. At the end of the season, there's going to be something good, whether it's a National League West title, like clinching the National League West from the Dodgers, or just bulldozing through the wild card round and bulldozing through the playoffs. I think it's a huge win. Major win for AJ Preller and the San Diego Padres. So, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, guys. Also, like I said, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And again, we got an off day today, so we have a weekend series against the Colorado Rockies. And let's see, we got to keep this momentum going and get this 3-game series sweep against the Rockies. Take the series and continue our momentum and flip that first place spot in the National League West, where we're at the top and we got the Dodgers behind us. How sweet would that be? All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching the 619 Padres podcast, guys. I'll catch you guys next time. Remember, go Padres.